Hi, this is 𝐁𝐎 from Hobo Venture.
This is Dan from Vagabond Awake.
Today we would like to talk about, pick up some of a casual topic to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We left Malaysia and started traveling the world in 2017.
Yeah, 2017.
And we've been to a lot of places, and we were just kind of chatting about what some of our favorite places were, which ones we miss.
Yeah.
And so we thought we'd just turn on the recorder and let you hear.
That's true.
So we thought we'd break it into regions, like maybe like what do we miss in Central America?
Yeah.
And then what do we miss in South America? Kind of like that. So you get an idea of, in parts of the world, what are some of the things we missed.
Yeah, and you get an idea what kind of the thing that we usually talk, one of our topic. So yeah, I do miss a lot of our past travel during the time we've been together. We've been together to example like Mexico, Colombia, Panama, Dominican Republic, Guatemala, Peru, Ecuador, Nicaragua, this part of Latin America that we've been together, and then in Europe we've been to
Morocco, Portugal, Spain,
Hungary, Slovakia, UK, Glasgow. I don't think the UK is Europe country. What they call. And what else? I think so.
Southeast Asia.
Southeast Asia, we've been to Vietnam, Philippines, Malaysia, Thailand. What else?
Indonesia. Borneo, which is
Borneo,
is part of Malaysia, or Indonesia, half of it, or most of it's Indonesia. Actually.
Yeah. So, what's a place that you miss the most in the Central America?
Central America, I really like Guatemala. I really like the Antigua area. The city of Antigua in Guatemala, I like quite a bit. Also like Lake Atitlan there.
Yeah, I think my favorite is the Lake Atitlan there.
Yeah?
But also Antigua. Because I love the atmospheres over there and the place that we stay, we got a cheap price and it's very good price, and they have everything over there, so it's a lovely place.
Yeah, we stayed at a resort in Lake Atitlan, which is north of, it's north of Antigua, which is a larger place. Lake Atitlan is just a gorgeous lake with 7 villages around it.
I think it's more than 7 villages over there, and it's in the middle of active volcano.
Yeah, the center of the lake is a cauldron. So the lake itself is in the middle of a volcano, and all the little cities around there. And so there used to be a big mountain there that got blown off, and there's a lake in it now.
Yeah. And
there's cities that are like all local and mostly locals, and there's ones that are mostly foreigners. And so there's like a hippie village. There's a party village.
Yes.
There's like original people village, 2 of them that are really nice. And there's the ones that are mixed. And it's fun because you go around on boats all around the lake and see these different villages. Quite charming.
Very charming place. And also in Antigua, it's a very relaxing place. And also inside the Antigua, they have a CCTV in every corner. Oh,
in the park, the Zocalo in the center?
Yeah. Not only in the park, in the building of
there's a lot of CCTV. I've noticed that.
Yeah, CCTV around.
The Antigua was the Spanish capital of Central America during the colonial period, and so a lot of money was spent there in architecture and the cathedral and everything. And so, and there was a whole period of time where it was dormant, and so a lot of the buildings kept that colonial era character, and they've instituted rules about maintaining the character of the city. So it's one of the most beautiful colonial era cities in all of Latin America. And there's all these cobblestone streets and great restaurants and open air markets. And it's a very, Center Park itself is just a beautiful fountain. And they have ceremonies there, and they have celebrations year round. It's a very charming place. And so it's one of my favorite places.
It's one of my favorite places.
Actually in the world even. But Central America, you know, also has places like Costa Rica, which are beautiful nature-wise, but they've become kind of expensive, I think, certainly in the tourist areas. And then you have Panama there, and Nicaragua. There's a lot of cool spots in Central America.
Yeah.
Those are my two favorites.
And what do you think about in South America?
In South America, I'm a big fan of Buenos Aires. I haven't been there in a long time.
Yeah, but we have to say the place that we both been together.
Okay, okay.
But we're going there soon.
Well, I really am a big fan of Colombia, which is the most northern part of South America. And it has a bunch of cool cities there. Medellin's really cool, Cartagena.
It just reminds me of my first impression about Colombia.
Yeah.
Reading all these news, you know,
Yeah.
it get you scared about the cartel, these drugs,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But you go there, it's like, wow, it's not like what I'm reading online.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of the world's that way, and a lot of the English media out there is kind of afraid of Latin America. But when you go there yourself, you're like, what are they talking about? I'm not saying there isn't crime there or violence, but it's mainly people involved in the drug trade
Yeah.
that are being killed. Just like in the U.S., they're all killing each other.
I still remember that when we go to Cartagena and we are booking very late, it's high season.
Yeah.
So we have to book outside the tourist area, which is
Yeah.
Cartagena, that town.
Yeah.
So we a little bit like few kilometers back. I can't remember how many kilometers. And that time they have, I think they have no Uber or these things. So basically, you have to go to the street, raise your hand,
Wave a taxi down.
and then tell them where you want to go,
Yeah.
and get roughly about the price, and then get on the car.
Yeah.
And then we take one taxi to go to Cartagena, that town, and then the taxi bring us to another place like the taxi stand, like a lot of taxis standing over there.
Yeah.
Maybe I think that he tried to pick out some passenger on the way to the same place, you know. But also it's quite freak me out. Like why is like this?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't speak Spanish, you know. Kind of scared, But every time when we take a taxi, we never have any problem. We didn't take a bus. When we learned how to take a bus.
Yeah, we were all over Colombia, and we never had any trouble.
I mean, the public transportation from Cartagena to back to our
Oh, yeah.
apartment, you know.
Yeah.
And then we learned to take a buses and everything. I think it's very fun.
So which one do you miss? Any part of Colombia? Is there a part you miss?
I think I miss part of Colombia. It's just
Is what?
it's just my first time over there, and I just see everything that I read online. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not what I experienced in Colombia.
So you went there with fear.
I went there
So you
with
were
fear.
afraid all the time, and then nothing happened. and-
Yeah,
yeah.
nothing happened.
That happens a lot for people that are reading English reviews. So, Cartagena, I would say I miss. The inside of that castle,
Yeah.
it's just amazing. There's like 3 major areas in and around the fort there, Cartagena. It's very vibrant at night. All the different restaurants and people dancing, and it's just very alive city. It's expensive though. It's one of the more expensive places in the Central or South America. But man, it's so beautiful.
I think I miss the most place I miss in South America.
Yeah.
I think I miss Ecuador in Galapagos Island.
Oh yeah.
I love the vibe. It's called vibe. V-I-B.
Oh, the vibe. Yes.
I love the vibe over there.
Yeah.
It's so peaceful, and I love the animal come to you. They just like one of your neighbor, like a sea lions, you know,
Yeah.
and the bird and the turtle, the big giant turtle just
Yeah.
cross.
Huge across the street.
I
Yeah.
just love the vibe over there. you
Yeah.
know.
The Galapagos. I wanted to go there my whole life, and I didn't. All I knew was there were a lot of cool animals there, and that they were protected. And I didn't really know how they were protected. Never read about it or anything. But I was really surprised because most of the world, if you want to go see animals, you know, like for example in the zoo, the animals are in a zoo and you can walk around. They're stuck in their little spot. But Galapagos is kind of cool because the government has roped off areas where people can go, but the animals are free to go everywhere. So it's like the opposite of the zoo. And so the animals are not afraid. They're not afraid of you. They'll to you they're just they're just wandering about and no one's hurting them, and so they're not afraid. They're not running away. They're not hiding under something when you're hiking or whatever. So you can just see them out in the open.
It's just cool.
It's it's an amazing difference when animals are treated that way. And it was both in the water, I noticed, and outside. Just different turtles and sharks and just all crazy different kinds of birds and everything. It was just really a Galapagos.
But I remember you at first you say that you don't want to go because it's too expensive.
It was the touring there are like crazy expensive.
It's at least 8,000 per person of cruise.
I mean, we found one for like 6,800 or something. It's like for 10 days or something.
Luxury
nonsense
cruise,
Yeah. But then Chung figured it out. We spent, I don't remember, it was a couple $1,000 for 30 days.
Yeah, about 30 days. We spent in the three islands, including the flight ticket, including the accommodation and everything.
Tours and everything.
Tour and everything. So, we make it, and I'm so happy that we're able to go.
Now that's from Guayaquil?
Guayaquil, yeah.
So that doesn't include flying from Europe or the US or that. We were in Ecuador and we just flew over to the island.
Yeah, from the flight ticket is from Guayaquil to the island.
But that's 30 days, so it's doable if you just do your research. In fact, our reports explain how we were able to do it, so you can check that out. And then I would probably my favorite city in Ecuador, the one that I think fondly about was Cuenca.
Oh.
I mean, Quito was really cool. Otavalo was really cool in the north, but Cuenca had, I don't know, it was just such a well-preserved colonial era city, and buildings, and the way that they've taken care of that city. It's just a beautiful place and a reasonable place to live, cost-wise. So.
Cost-wise, yes.
Yeah.
I think we got a room over there. Per night is $20. It's a 3-bedroom, fully furnished kitchen, full bath, and including a housekeeper,
utilities, housekeeper.
Once a week come and change your bed sheet,
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, it's probably more than that now, but that's what it was then. And maybe just to keep that rate, you might have to go down to a 1-bedroom or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I would say, but for South America, for me, I don't know. I guess I really enjoyed Arequipa too.
Oh.
That college town in the
Peru.
Yeah, in Peru, right? It's quite beautiful, quite nice. Arequipa.
I would think I would be. I miss the place in Peru is Cusco.
Cusco, yeah.
Cusco is very, very interesting, and you can see a lot of the architecture. You can still maintain over there. The building, the everything. The food.
Very beautiful.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah, Cusco is, of course, it's the base camp, if you will, when you go to Machu Picchu. And so it has a lot of international restaurants and things to do and museums. It's serving, most people that go to Machu Picchu only spend a day or two in Machu Picchu, and then they spend maybe a few days or a week in Cusco, and so there's a lot of fun stuff to do there, restaurants, nightlife, and it has different price points for backpackers or people that have a little more money.
You know what? Actually, I was thinking if you need to go back to US to do some documenting, I would say that I want to stay in Cusco. It's just fun to walk around.
Yeah, you have what's the Valley of the Kings or something, or what's that valley there that had all the ruins from the original people?
It's not about that. It's a beautiful city, and I have food, and I know where to get my food. Backpacker.
Food.
Yeah.
Sounds all about food.
Anyway, it's
great food. You're right.
In the high elevation, but definitely I cannot go during the winter time. So I have to go during the summertime.
Yeah, I mean it is fairly close to the. We were there in the winter. Actually.
Yeah, that's very, very cold. I cannot take that cold. I even sick, and then we have to go for the Rainbow Mountain tour.
Yeah.
A day before of flight,
I remember that. Yeah.
And then we pay money and tell me that, if you see we can just stay at home. I said, no, I already paid the money. I have to go. So I go there, and then they give me because they have spared the oxygen tanks in case that you cannot breathe or something. So I keep breathing the oxygen.
It's very high elevation, very, very high.
To make it over there, take my photo with a rainbow color, then I come down.
So the mountains layered of different colors, so they call it Rainbow Mountains. Quite beautiful. So.
But that one that I choose is an easy way to go to see the Rainbow Mountain.
Yeah, they drive you all the way, almost all the way up.
Yeah, almost all the way up there. But that road also have people vomiting, inside the car. I'm one of them.
Yeah, she gets car sick. So.
Yeah, it's just.
What about let's see, we've done Central America, South America.
And no, America, I only been to Mexico.
Right, that is North America.
Yeah, I can say Mexico. Mexico, what I miss, what you miss?
It's hard to say what I miss in Mexico because Mexico, there's so much of Mexico that I love.
Yeah.
But because we ranked them, I know which ones were my favorite. But I really love all of Mexico. But for me, I would say for higher elevation where it's cooler in a colonial era city, I would say it's Querétaro or Oaxaca. Those up in the north, Querétaro, in the south, Oaxaca, almost to Guatemala. Both just amazing cities. Then for beaches, I probably would still go with Puerto Morelos.
I think I will be more miss about it's about culture. I love to see culture, their architecture and all these things. So I would choose to can't remember one of the town over there we've been to. Actually, I quite like San Cristobal.
Yeah.
San Cristobal is a very hippie place, and the facility over there is not really, like Oaxaca or Querétaro. That's like a big grocery store. No, I think if I'm not mistaken, they only have the public market. You only can shop in public market. I'm not sure how far is the big grocery store in the San Cristobal.
Yeah, I don't remember a big grocery store.
Yeah,
it's more original feeling.
Yeah.
And it's even further south than Oaxaca, almost to Guatemala, and it's I think it's a little higher elevation, a little cooler.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's greener.
Yeah, it's greener.
And it's a more hippie culture than Oaxaca.
I think that if I'm not mistaken, we took like a collectivo to go to one of the town over there.
Oh yeah.
And then we went to a church. There is an indigenous people church.
Yeah.
So actually, when you go inside, the floor is covered of the pine
needles.
Pine needle.
Yeah.
And it's different than the church that you went in.
Yeah.
It's more dark and people sit down there, and I can't remember that, but I was sit down over there, just want to enjoy what is atmospheres and the vibe over there. And this guy next to me tried to talk to me. He speaks Spanish, an old guy. I really don't understand that. Maybe he tried to talk to me about this culture and the thing.
Yeah.
I wish that I can understand more Spanish so I can understand that.
The Catholic Church was famous for adopting local customs and religious symbolism so they could get people in to join them. And that's a perfect example of it. It's almost like a sweat lodge inside there. It's smoky and there's candles burning and incense and so you can tell, and by the symbols on the outside of the church, you can see that they were adopting the symbolism of the locals when they built that church, and so it's remained that way.
Yeah.
And because it's in a smaller town, it's less frequented by Westerners.
You know what? I did write about the blog about this place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I will put the link so you can see about that place. I'm not sure. I did shoot a photo from outside the church, but I'm not sure I did shoot the inside. I think they are not allowed to have a photo shooting inside the church.
Yeah, there was no cameras allowed in. And plus it was so smoky and dark in there, the photos wouldn't turn out anyway. But yeah, I mean, I wrote a whole report on San Cristobal, and it's one of the trips we did, so that's in the report too. So yeah, that's an amazing place.
It's a very amazing place. Yeah.
And what about in Southeast Asia? What do you think? What do you miss in Southeast Asia? We're here now, so maybe it's not long enough to go to miss it. But.
Yeah, but no, I still miss it. You know what I miss?
What?
Because we just a couple months ago we've been to Thailand and Malaysia, so we got all the food.
And Indonesia too.
And Indonesia too, so I already got my food fix,
Your food fix.
Only one place I miss, Vietnam.
Oh yeah, Vietnam is.
I just miss the food in Vietnam.
Yeah, the Vietnamese food is some of the best food in the world. If you haven't had a chance to experience it, you should go eat in your local Vietnamese restaurant. But yeah, we really love Vietnam. We started at the top in Hanoi and we went all the way to the bottom, Phu Quoc, and we just stopped in all the cities that seemed interesting. We were riding the buses around and the trains and whatever.
Also, in the different part of the Vietnam, the city,
Yeah.
they have a different food, that
Oh,
is
of
very
course.
famous for that.
Absolutely.
It's very hard for me to choose which one that I want to go eat. It's like if I will go back to Vietnam, I have to do one round again to eat all the food.
Yeah.
And also, like recently, like we've been to Philippines for many times, and we stay about 6 to 9 months.
Yeah.
And recently, in this trip, I discovered best Filipino food by to go to those eatery,
Yeah, the local food.
the local food, and it's just amazing. It's like right now in City Hall, and we went to Lazi, and
Oh yeah.
I go there and I search for the local restaurants on a Google, and then it's showing out. Oh, maybe I can go to this one, and then I see they have yellow chicken curry. Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
It's blown my mind. The taste is, you can taste there is very creamy coconut milk inside with curry, and the chicken is absorb all the juice from that. It's like, hey, I never have this kind of Filipino food. It's just like,
Yeah.
the taste is so clean and it's so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not about that. In the San Juan area, I also like, there is not in the Google map. It's just when Dan driving a motorbike, I always ask him to drive slow so I can find what to eat.
She can sniff out the food easier if
And then I
we're
like,
going
hey,
slow.
like, hey, I want to go to try that food, So I
Wow.
go in and I check, see the food, It just, when I open one of the soup, it's like, man, the flavor is just coming out. Like, what?
Yeah. It's a reminder of her grandmother's food flavors.
Yeah, I choose one is adobo pork, and that adobo pork is just delicious.
Yeah.
Because Asian culture food is almost similar, but they have a different name for that. So that adobo in Malaysia, we also have cooked a similar thing, and just remind me of my grandmother. And then I keep going back to that restaurant.
Yeah.
The food, and I have the beef soup. My goodness, it's amazing.
She should watch her eat this stuff. Like every bite, she's like, "Oh, so good, so good."
It just the soup is clean. It's with the beef and some veggie, But she put some ginger inside, so it's bring out the flavor and the sweetness of the beef,
Yeah.
and the gingers will clear some smell of the beef,
Yeah.
and the veggie, oh, just amazing.
A lot of these local kind of restaurants like this, especially in places like this, they'll have a couple of vegetarian options too. They had a mung bean.
Oh yeah.
It was full at the time, but I was smelling it. Smelled so good.
Yeah.
So we'll probably sneak over there today and get that. But so they are in parts of the world or in the Philippines where they have tourists coming. There's often vegetarians coming from the West, so they make meals for them too. So definitely look at local food when you're and ask if they have any vegetarian dishes, because it's often better because they're making a family recipe rather than trying to make something someone taught them from somewhere else in the world and they don't have a reference point for it. So if you order spaghetti or something, it won't really be spaghetti. But you order local food, it may be food you've never had before, but it'll be really good. And that goes for vegetarians too. If you ask about what they have for vegetarians.
Yeah, they will have like few choice for vegetarians.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing that this time I discover the amazing Filipino food, man.
It's a big price difference. Like it seems like the food made for expats that's trying to mimic their comfort food from home is like $200-300
Yes.
pesos, right? So $5, $4, $5, $6. But in these little family places, a dish might only be, 50 or 100. It'll be like half the price.
It depends on what you choose. Like one meat is 50 peso or 60
like a
peso.
buck.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
So, but it's still cheaper than the other place that we've been, like
Yeah.
𝒐𝒗𝒆, because it's very lot of tourists, so price is higher and
Yeah.
things. But this food that I discovered is very good.
Yeah, so we've missed Vietnam since we left, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well, they came up with that stupid visa rule where you can only go for 30 days. So we kind of stayed away because of that. But now, on August 15th, I think it is, they're going back to 90 days, I believe it is. So we're waiting to hear what the rules are about it. It might be where it used to be where you could get like a 3-month visa, and then you would do a visa run to Cambodia, one of the nearby countries, just cross for the day, come back, and you get another 3 months. But then they shut that down, and now it's only 30 days, which is still worth it. Some people are just doing the 30, but it's going to be 90 again, we hear. So we'll find out. Chung, are you hungry?
Yes.
She's always hungry.
Yeah. So we are going to the lunch,
Yeah.
and
So wait right here. We'll be back.
if you're enjoying this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this kind of talk that we are, just tell us what you want to listen, or what you want to know about our experience.
Yeah, sure. Give us a question. We'll give you another video
Yes.
if it sounds good.
See you next time.
Bye bye.